Yeah, the question is about real estate and what the inflation and the rising rates are likely to do and supply chain problems. There are a lot of cross currents in the real estate market. The inflation itself tends to raise real estate prices because it's a place to hide in inflation, especially when bonds are yielding less than the inflation and the stock market looks like a dicey prospect. So that will help prices rise. But we're also raising rates. Now, right now, if you can afford it, if you have the cash flow, I'll give you an example. Well, not even a year ago, last summer, you could get a jumbo mortgage on a large house for less than 3%. Now, the inflation was running at, well, then it was running at about 7%. So the example I gave you before is the bank was actually paying you in real terms to borrow the money and live in the house. That number has gone up to about 5.5% today for a jumbo mortgage. And I'm saying a jumbo mortgage because almost all mortgages these days are jumbo mortgages. It's gone up to 5.5%. It still is an incentive if you can afford the cash flow to borrow and buy, especially since the price will come under upward pressure. But as the Fed raises these, fewer and fewer people have the cash flow to support that mortgage, so you will have a shortfall in housing demand, even at the very high end of the market, unless they can pay cash. And when mortgage rates get above 8%, then you won't have this special incentive of having the real value in your favor. So I don't think housing prices will. I think the housing market's going to suffer. The demand's going to drop, and prices will rise less rapidly than they have. And they've been beating inflation for the last couple of years. That demand will drop. I don't think we will have a crash in housing prices the way we did in 2008, 2009 for two reasons. One is the financial situation is not as fragile as it was in 2008, 2009. And two, inflation was very low in 2008, 2009. So when prices fell 10% in housing, it was a 10% loss. With inflation now, that would be an 18.5% loss if your price fell because because of the inflation, there is this inducement to buy land. So I don't think prices are going to suffer. I'm not saying they won't falter or level off, but I don't think prices are going to suffer the way they did. I don't think we're going to have a crash the way we did because finances are in much better shape. But am I upbeat on housing activity? No.